Good, good, good. So, first thing we do, if you've got this lower core, so that's what everyone's happy with, onto here, then we got a rib cage, and then we got on the top there. So most people say if you're going to engage your core, you need to squeeze it tight, which is like squeezing it tight or holding it or pulling it in or zipping it in there. Now if you pull that in and zip it tight, you're not going to be able to breathe for one, especially when you're on your bike, when that diaphragm needs to be able to move and to control. So we need your diaphragm to be able to be loose and then onto it. So we're going to do a 3-pattern breathing thing. So you go onto here, hand on your stomach, you're going to breathe into your stomach, so that's your first one. So there, so as you breathe in, your stomach full, so that air's full there. Then the second time, you're going to breathe into your rib cage here, so you're then going to fill into a rib cage. And now you're going to hold this rib cage there, and now we're going to pull your tummy in a little bit so your rib cage is nice and full on the top, so you brought everything up a little bit onto here. Good. And now we can just relax and you can breathe normally, so you've lifted everything. Now just breathe where you are, but try and leave your back. So you should hold yourself here in your mid-back, and then your core can do whatever it wants. So we can go through that a couple of times to your set. So the first one's from your diaphragm here, so breathe into your stomach, and then just relax, then breathe again through here and really fill your ribcage up. And try and really breathe into your back here. Good. That's it. Now hold that and just pull your tummy in. Good. And just feel all the muscles around. So you've got some core, but it's not squeezed. You just pulled it in. You've got a nice strong back work in there, and your shoulders have come up, back and down, and then you're nice and relaxed onto there. Good. And then let everything out. Now we're going to put that into running and just show you how we could put it through, and then we're going to take it backwards through the bike and back into the swim. So if your feet are neutral onto here, if you breathe into your tummy, good, then breathe into your rib cage, so your chest is there, good, and then pull your tummy in a bit, good. Now just push that rib cage forward, and you should just come onto the front of your feet, and you should feel yourself on the balls of your feet. So if you're breathing properly, you end up naturally forefoot running. If you're breathing heavily or you're tightening into your core, you're going to end up really heavy on your feet, and then you've got to try and use that core to stabilize. And most of the time, if you're just breathing into the right places or your core is up and stretched, your forefoot running will just naturally come. So you can feel from here, you can just fall onto your foot and then sink back, and you can quite comfortably control where your weight is. So that's what we want to really look at to hold that tight. So then if we go backwards, so then we go onto the bike. So if you sit yourselves down, so bend yourself a little bit onto here, like imagine you are on that bike position, then we're going to tip yourself forward like if our handlebars were here. Good. Now this pelvis line needs to be neutral, so that's upright. So see my pelvis is now tipping forward. I'm going to tuck my bum under a little bit so this belt line's upright. Good. And then you're going to leave that belt line, then you're going to stretch your rib cage up and forward. That's it. So we're there, because a lot of people, they try and go aero, can we all see there? They go like that on their bike, and you've got this really flat, hollow back, and you're just resting on your saddle onto there. So that needs to be tucked into neutral, and then you're going to stretch your lungs and your rib cage up. So now we can breathe and you can hold. So the core that you need is this deep, deep core down to here, and then when you breathe, you can use that tummy, you can use everything onto there, and you'll sat into that position. As soon as you start to get weak in there, you're going to roll that bum back, and we're going to be sat onto there like, and your lower back's going to start to scream onto there, because you can stand up a little bit. Everyone happy? Yeah, good. Nice. And then last thing, onto your swim. You want that strong front, because it's going to lift you up to make you into a swim position. It's also going to put the lungs and the air and the buoyancy and the flotation in the front where you want it to be, because that's going to pull your legs with you. So I was in that water here, and my rib cage is up, I'm pulling all that lot, and I've just got to come into the top, and I can pull, and I can get into my lat onto there. If I'm down here, so I'm holding my core tight here, and I'm trying to swim, and I'm coming through, and your shoulder's going to get all really pinched. Do you see what I mean? So that core, if you're just grabbing it, is no good. So core strength needs to come from tall and be able to have that height. So your core strength is diaphragm, open, then you can use it, then you can there, because most of your shoulder problems will go and take you away from there.